tuning in to the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads from over 200 countries and your #1 source in after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Markeia McCarty, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
I feel like I need to headbang right now. Right? Should we start a mosh pit in here?
Who's gonna crowd surf?
We'll crowd surf.
Adam Rose will, probably.
He definitely will.
Oh, yeah.
Gabby's favorite person. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV. I am Tom Connolly. This is the main event after show here. Sitting next to me, you can find her on Twitter at Markeia McCarty. Markeia McCarty, how you doing,
Yes,
Markeia?
I've got to come up with a better Twitter handle than just my
I
name.
like that. It's very simple. It's easy. We know it's you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It is me. I don't have to do the real anything. Hey, y'all.
Exactly. Sitting across from us on Twitter at Gabrielle _Loren.
Yeah.
Gabrielle
Oh,
Loren.
look at this guy.
What a mystery.
And sitting next to her at Curtain Jerks on Twitter. Scott Narver, how you doing, Scott?
Good. I'm not verified.
You're not?
No. No.
Alrighty, is anybody?
No.
Oh.
I don't know how you
No.
do that. How do you get that check
I don't
mark?
know. You have to probably get
Like 3,000 followers, maybe.
really? I think more
I
than
don't
that,
know.
right? I would say I don't know, 50,000?
Is it like MySpace where you got to hold up a piece of paper that says, like, I am this person?
Maybe.
Please verify me.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't remember MySpace much.
Yeah, when you had to get your account back, like you had to... You had
Really?
to hold up a piece of paper.
Oh, I
yeah, there's
didn't
so
know
many
that was the
wrestlers
case.
that did that. Like Mick Foley had to I am Mick Foley. Please verify my account.
Well,
Jeez.
Oh, MySpace days.
I just kind of remember all the music. There was a lot of bands.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what it is now, right?
Yeah, it's still
It's just
very
still
music,
music
right?
oriented.
Yeah.
It's great for
Oh.
bands. They can play
Okay.
their music on there. Can't do that on a Facebook page.
oh, who knew people still logged in?
Well, bands do, so.
You're welcome, MySpace.
Yes. So, guys, main event. We had started off with some breaking news tonight about Night of Champions. 2 new matches. We will have Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins and Jericho versus Randy Orton, stemming from what happened on Raw where, they completely destroyed Reigns, Rollins, Orton, and Kane. And then earlier in the night, as Jericho was getting attended to by the medic, Randy Orton just decided to beat the crap out of him in the training room. So
He
Just didn't
explained
like
why.
He didn't like his face. No, why did he?
It was the season premiere.
that was why. So anything could happen on the season premiere of Raw.
Meanwhile, this is not the season premiere of Main Event.
No, it is episode 102.
So I don't know how their season premieres are gauged for other shows.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe, but the season premiere is never, at least for Raw, when they would do it, it would be October, never really September. But obviously, I think they just did it because Monday Night Football started, so they wanted to make it seem like a big show, like everyone needs to watch. So, I will say I think that this week's Raw was 1,000 times better than the week before.
Yeah, Seth Rollins almost died.
Oh, that was so. Have you guys seen that?
you seen
No, no.
He was. They were
At
lowering.
rehearsal.
They were lowering the cage and he tried to get in there with a chair, and I don't know why.
I've never
but
seen that before
I've
on their
never seen
cages.
either. They have these weird, almost like spikes on the side
Did he
of the
get
cage.
trapped or something?
He almost
He was
did.
right
I'll
underneath.
find the.
He's
I'll have to find the gif.
As Seth Rollins goes in, they have probably 3 on each side, so about 12 of these spikes. 12 of these about foot-long black
Yeah.
spikes that are used to hook into from the cage into the ring. I don't know whether or not square pegs. I don't know whether or not anything else other than a deadly spike. Because as Seth Rollins goes to further attack Roman Reigns, he's right underneath it and does I can't make it in time, but doesn't see it above him.
I think he did though. I think he
Maybe.
It looked like he almost felt it, or at least felt like something was close to him, because he kind of almost looked back,
Kinda like
and then like darted out of the ring.
It's like the movie Kroll when they're in that scene where the spikes go through. If anybody gets that
Oh my
reference
God,
at all.
yes, I do. And you're just
Don't they-
filled with the old school references tonight. Whoa.
Yeah, it was bad. It almost goes straight through
his back.
his spine.
Yeah.
Wait, but don't they have the capability to stop the
They did.
process?
They did
of-
stop.
here
it.
we
Oh,
go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we can see.
Yeah.
that.
So you should be
On the
watching
monitor.
youtube.com.
Check it out on the monitor.
AfterBuzz TV.
Oh, no,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
Oh my
Ah.
god!
And it's just
Somebody
lowering.
must have yelled at him to get out of the way.
See, I think he. I don't know. I think
Shark
he felt it.
instinct or something.
Yeah.
You know?
But he looked. Then they kind of cut to. You could kind of see him like on the side, and it looked like he was talking to Kane, who was on the other side, but you couldn't see Kane on camera, like being like, "Holy crap! I almost got spiked
Impaled.
by that thing." Yes. Oh my! It was.
And
It
then
was
he
really
would've turned
scary.
it to dust because he's a vampire.
And that would have
And
been
then-
the end of Main Event as we know it.
I don't know. Well, that was on Raw. So,
Yeah, that was on
Oh,
but,
Raw. They would have
it's-
shut it off.
Yeah,
I
and
bet
then-
you they would have
They
canceled the
wouldn't
broadcast.
have. No.
If someone literally
No.
died and was
No.
bleeding,
They've people
No.
people have passed away
I've seen
on
some
the
things
show.
with wrestling,
and
like
they've kept
that
going.
one super crazy guy. You know, who
Super
I'm talking-
crazy?
Super crazy, where he like
No, but the
jumped
wrestler,
off-
Super Crazy?
Yeah, I forget his name right now.
No, there's a wrestler
There's a
named
wrestler,
Really?
Super
Yes.
Crazy.
Super crazy?
There is.
Oh man. Okay, I've got to look him up. I have to.
You'll like him. He's fun.
Man, but I forget the man's name. But he'd do anything, and he wore a mask, and he'd always do the
Owen
bloody
Hart?
matches.
Oh, well.
You
He'd do
know?
anything? Like,
He'd do anything. There was this one time where he was on top of the steel cage.
Oh,
and he-
Mick Foley. Yes.
That
yeah,
was it.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was
Mankind.
it. And
yeah,
then
yeah.
went straight through. Ah.
He got thrown off the top of the Hell in a Cell, then came back, climbed up the Hell in a Cell, and then the Undertaker chokeslammed him, which he wasn't supposed to go through the cage, but
he
the
did.
but it just gave way, and he fell through the cage into the ring, and he still came back out for the that was his match. He lost. Did he lose? I think he lost, right?
yeah.
He lost that match. And then the main event was Stone Cold versus Kane.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to come out and do a run-in, and still came out and did it for the match.
All of
Crazy.
which is featured on Monday Night Wars episode this week. It's
Oh.
all about Mick Foley.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I haven't got a chance to watch that yet.
It's
so.
great.
That show is really good. If you haven't watched it on the network, well worth the... If you have time to watch it, it's so much fun. The DX one was really good. I mean, all of them been. I think I like the DX one the best so far.
None are as great as Main Event.
No, exactly.
Yes, which we're here to talk about.
Oh, that we're here talking about. Oh, okay.
Nice.
So,
Good segue.
speaking of Seth Rollins, he is the person that comes out to start this show.
He's alive.
He is. He's alive and well and okay, and he, didn't get injured, so that's good. He comes out and he has he says, welcome to the Where Are They Now, the Shield edition. He says, Shield was 3 of the most dominant superstars in WWE history, and then goes down one by one saying, Dean Ambrose, he's unstable, but he's also, a very talented guy, but no one knows where Dean is. Not even Dean doesn't even know where he is right now.
Which was funny.
And he says, Dean's like a rabid animal and just needs to be put down, or needed to be put down, and he did. And they showed the footage of him, doing the curb stomp onto the cinder blocks. Then he talks about Roman Reigns, who they say is the future of the WWE. But Rollins says he created Roman Reigns, and Night of Champions, he'll destroy what he created. They showed the beatdown from Raw of Reigns getting beat down, a curb stomp to the chair by Rollins to Reigns. Rollins talks about himself, saying he was the architect, the strategist of the Shield. He's the future of the WWE, future WWE champion. Gets interrupted by Zeb Coulter and Jack Swagger. They come out. Zeb says, he's not a strategist like George Washington was. Rollins a sellout, a coward, and took the opportunity to further his own career. It leads to Rollins and Swagger having a match. So I'll go through the match real quick, and then we'll talk about kind of everything. Just Swagger was in control. Rollins, he had a cool move where he was outside of the ring. He, rolled into the ring as Swagger rolled onto the bottom rope. Rollins, hopped over the top rope, and was able to, grab Swagger and hit him with like a neck breaker, like on the ropes, which I thought was a cool move. Never seen him do that before. Swagger then gets in control, hits a Swagger bomb, belly suplex for 2. Rollins hits that like spinning roundhouse kick to the head. Swagger tries for the Patriot Lock. Rollins gets away. Rollins then does the kick again. Tries to do the kick again. Swagger grabs his leg, puts him in the Patriot lock, but Rollins gets to the ropes. Then Rollins just, going on the attack, hits a knee to the face off the top rope, hits the curb stop for the win. Zeb had one of the best faces, if you guys seen it. Just that,
He
so
was not
angry.
a happy camper. Not at all.
So Rollins gets the win for the night. What do you guys think of the overall everything, the promo and the match tonight?
There's a lot of stuff to cover.
We'll do it one by one. Promo first. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as far as the promo was concerned, I liked it. I liked it more than the other ones that he has been doing or that he's done in the past. I liked it because it was actually saying things from his point of view as opposed to just grandstanding. It was grandstanding, but it was also like, yeah, Ambrose is this way, Rollins is this way, and I was this guy. And, and of course this guy is going to look out for himself when these other two guys are just, they're of no use to me anymore. And I liked that. I liked the explanation of the turn. So I did enjoy that. And then, of course, the flashbacks were fun, where it's just like curb stomps for everybody. So I enjoyed that, too. So, yeah, as far as the promo was concerned, I thought it was one of the best ones that I've seen from Rollins thus far.
Gotcha. Gabby, what do you think?
I liked the intro to the Swagger vs. Rollins match. It was funny to see Rollins, come out with a "Where Are They Now" little segment that he was doing. Very clever of WWE with that one. And I liked how Zed pretty much shut it down real quick, which was much needed. He needed to be put in his place. And Zed said it completely 100%, real to what the situation was. And then the match, there were some really great moves in there. I really liked these two competitors, working against each other. I think they're really good in the ring. So should I rate it?
Sure.
Or is that too soon?
No, you can rate it now. And then
I
we'll come
gave
back and
it,
get Marquez in. It's okay.
I know, who has rules here, right?
Yeah.
I gave it a 4.5. But the only thing is I wish that it was longer. The actual match was longer because that whole intro took so much time that the match was a little short for me and didn't end when I feel like it was supposed to end. And I looked at the duration, and it was a 23-minute piece.
The whole thing? Wow.
From beginning to end. Yeah.
Gotcha. Scott, what do you think?
Well, I enjoyed it. I felt like the whole show was in backwards motion again, where we got the main event in the beginning, because I really liked the build-up to it, and then we got the payoff right away to it, which was this match, and it was a really great match. They did a lot of really cool stuff. I think they really brought great stuff out of each other. That Swagger's so fast, and oftentimes you don't get to see that out of him with other guys, but Seth is so quick, so they were able to chase each other a lot really well, which is really cool to see out of Swagger. So I really dug it. I gave it 37 backstabs.
Gotcha. Markeia, what did you think of the actual match?
Well, usually when there's like a match like this with Swagger versus somebody, I see the physical disparity like right away. For some reason with this match, it seemed even to me with like their physical presence, which is kind of weird to say because they're very different. The only time it really affected me was when Swagger was doing the Patriot lock each time, and he was like swinging around to keep him locked in it. And I was like, oh wait, Rollins is like way smaller than him. This isn't fair. But I did really enjoy like that there were new things that they were doing, like with how you said with the neck breaker on the rope. And I enjoyed Rollins flipping over on his back and trying to kick Swagger in his head. And like, of course you would. Someone's holding like that. If you have that, physical flexibility, then yes, do that and break the nose if it was a real fight. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. There was something about it. I don't know how I feel though about them having Swagger be the, I don't know, to fill the hole for someone has to go up against Rollins. I don't know, it's kind of separate for me for it because, Swagger's all about, we the people, and Americans in general. I'm too used to him versus Rusev. So it's just having to get into a different mindset with him. But I thought the fight was great. I enjoyed it. I gave it a 3.75.
Gotcha. Yeah, I gave it a 3.5. I thought the promo was really good. One of Rollins' best so far. I like that he did something that a lot of guys don't do, and he built up his opponents. Like, he said good. As much as he said, bad things about Ambrose and Reigns, he said a lot of good things about them too, which made them look, better and more valuable. That they are in this different level than him, or not than him, but they're in that same level as him now. So
until he called them a lunatic.
Well, yeah, but he called him a lunatic first. Then he said he was so
it's
okay.
justified.
Yeah. But if he came out and just said he's a loser, and he beats a loser, then does that make him any better? No,
but I still don't think it makes him better. I agree that it's nice that he did that, but regardless, it's like two wrongs don't make a right. So he put in like the good stuff, and then he put in the bad stuff. So essentially, it left me with a bad feeling instead of a good feeling.
Yeah, but that's what it should
Rollins?
do.
Though. About the other guys.
Mm-hmm.
About the other guys. Oh no, sorry. Negative feeling towards Rollins, who's evil, obviously. But, you're being manipulated by him. So essentially, I'm sure there's fans out there that may think, yeah, like the other members of the Shield are bad. Because maybe they are fans of Rollins and believe Rollins is good.
But I think he got his point across because you felt that you didn't like Rollins more at the end. Even more than you did before, right?
Because you know what? I don't like evil people. So sometimes I may want...
It's a good stance.
Sometimes I may want Rollins to win a match because I think, maybe he's good at what he does. But if it comes down to whether that person deserves to win because of who they are, no. Like John Cena, for example, he's a stand-up kind of guy. So... regardless of whether he, people don't like him or not, I think that he should win his matches because he stands up for what he believes in.
He does.
And it's positive.
And we will see that later in the show,
and that's later. That was a little tease.
No, but, overall, I thought the match was good. I agree with Scott that I think they did bring out something in each other that we haven't seen someone bring out of Swagger in a while. Like, Swagger looked, like, good in this match and looked like a, formidable opponent for somebody in this match. Swagger hit a lot of good things, and overall I liked it. I enjoyed the match, so I gave it a 3.5.
Yeah. Something real quick, what would be really fun, because we know eventually Ambrose is going to come back, but he did have his...
What? He's missing. What are you talking about?
No, eventually he's going to be back.
For real?
Eventually. Maybe. But it would be really cool if, since his head, met those cinder blocks under a curb stomp, if he had amnesia or something when he came back. So he thinks that him and Rollins are really good friends, and Reigns is the bad guy, and he's on the authority side as that lunatic character.
That would be cool.
Cool?
They've done those kind of like storylines like that before.
More Mick Foley tales coming out right now.
And then something has to happen to turn him back around.
He has to get curb stomped again.
Yeah, more cement blocks to the head.
Oh, wow.
He comes out like to the Shield music through the crowd, thinking he's still in the Shield. Good work.
Where are my buddies?
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. So then we go to the backstage segment of Slater Gator going hunting for wabbits.
Oh God!
Oh my God!
What a bad segment.
Yeah, you didn't lie. I thought it was okay. I like where Slater's like, why do you have big muscles and I don't have any in this picture? And so they're trying to hunt down, Adam Rose's bunny, who continues to beat them up.
The bunny just he's attacking. Is he pulling an Ambrose on them?
Several theories that CM Punk is the bunny, that Zack Ryder is the bunny.
Yeah.
Many conspiracy theories.
I read one where somebody said that maybe they want to maybe have it be Darren Young as the bunny.
Then they should get longer sleeves for that bunny, like connect to the hands.
That's a tall bunny.
Well, it's also it's a cheap bunny suit because it's sleeves not connected to the gloves, so we can see the skin color.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they still might play that out.
A white person.
I didn't notice that.
Oh yeah.
I didn't notice that either.
Well, they got you too.
Well, I wasn't.
The illusion.
I was just sitting there like
rolling your eyes.
They're getting beat up by a bunny.
Yeah,
this is
happened.
a bunny fight, and they're hunting wabbits.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it was a mixture of Wile E. Coyote with his drawings, and then Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Yeah.
I love that he's like, did you used to watch Saturday morning cartoons? He's like, I still watch Saturday morning cartoons.
Slater was good. They were both funny. I enjoyed it because I don't like that they're
having
hunting this
fun.
rabbit, so that kind of annoys me. But they're at least having fun with it. Yeah.
It felt like, someone gives them something goofy and they're like, all right, well, how can we at least make this almost so we can crack each other up? And it felt like that's what they were doing. But then progressively throughout the night, it got less funny.
Yes. So he says, "Let's hop to it," and Heath Slater starts hopping away like a bunny.
And Titus yells
gets
at
mad.
him.
So then we get to what'd you guys think of that?
Oh,
You guys-
God.
We have to rate that.
No, we don't have to
Yeah.
rate that at all.
I don't
A
think we
zero?
should rate that.
No. Okay.
Yeah,
Is that
I'm
your
glad. I'm
opinion
glad
on
they're
it?
having fun. You know, it's cool that they're having fun, and it's strengthening their two-man. So their
Slater
tag team,
Gator. Yeah.
Slater Gator. But I'm sure that they can come up with other stuff than them hunting wabbits.
I like that they're on TV and getting to do something and with whatever they're given, because I don't believe that they're given strong ideas, but I think they're trying to make the most out of it with each other. And I laugh when they're doing something. When there's other elements involved, that's when I don't laugh as much
Yep.
anymore.
Me too. I have to agree with you on that.
I just find it weird that you have these, like, I mean, especially Titus. He's a big guy. To be joking around about rabbits, it's just very odd to me. I don't know. I'd rather see them do another storyline or incorporate it in another way. I didn't think the skit was funny,
Gotcha.
honestly.
Okay. So let me get a Raw recap of Cena and Heyman in the ring. Heyman basically telling Cena to, embrace the hate. Just tell that fat guy in the front row to shut up when he yells Cena sucks to you. Cena kind of giving into it, but not really, And then I enjoyed this. It was a pretty long segment of Raw, and I really liked what Cena had to say back to it. Just how he is John Cena. He's gonna always be John Cena. He's not gonna give in to what everyone else, all these people want him to give into.
Tom.
Yeah.
I just want a little edge to him. I don't need him to be a full bad guy.
Well, he did bring up the Make-A-Wish thing. Like he
Yeah.
actually did that. That's the first time I think I've ever seen him actually say, how it feels
Yep.
to have like this, poor kid, and what their wish is to spend a day with John Cena. That was pretty powerful. I enjoyed that. I mean, that's edgy in a different way. Though.
No, I like I said, I really enjoyed that part of it, that segment. I thought Cena did really good in it.
See.
I mean, Heyman
Yeah.
was great too, but I think they were both good. They both bring out something, bring out the best of each other when they're, on the mic talking.
Eat, breathe, John Cena.
He didn't say repeat though. He should have finished it, right? He's not eat, drink, John
Nope,
Cena.
now you find a reason to hate him
I
again.
know, look at
Exactly.
the Cena
Brought it right back
critic.
around. But I thought it was a good segment, a good recap. I'm excited for this match. I don't know what's gonna happen. The Cena Lesnar match.
Lesnar's gonna win.
I hope he does. Not just because.
Just to keep it rolling.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. Just
To
keep
keep it
rolling.
going again. Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I mean for the.
telling Tom,
Yeah.
like,
Come
Yeah,
on,
keep
go
it-
a little longer.
keep it
Come on,
Keep
come on,
it
come on.
rolling.
Next match,
Keep
next
it
match.
rolling.
Yeah.
No. It would make sense for Lesnar to win again.
Mm-hmm.
So then you can have that close up of all the kids' faces with the signs. Oh, I'm a bad person, but I kind of enjoyed that. It was just like because they're so invested, and I think they'd be even more invested if Lesnar won one more time, and then after that, then it could be up in the air again.
Yeah.
For me.
Because then would John Cena? We were talking about this last week. Like, would John Cena really have to turn to the dark side, or at least being more aggressive? Like Heyman was like, take off the sweatbands and the hat and the shirt and like, become like that kind of like thugonomics like he was before John Cena. To beat that, I mean, that's his like. If you want to beat Heyman or beat Lesnar, that's what you
Heyman,
have to do.
Damon?
Well,
No, Heyman.
going
Oh,
off what
Heyman.
you're
Yeah.
saying, I actually have a comment about that.
Yes.
So I have a prediction that for most of the show, Lesnar will not be there. Therefore, Cena goes into the ring with Heyman.
Ooh.
They start their ring fight, but then Lesnar interrupts and finishes.
Gotcha. It beats the crap out of Cena.
Does he win?
Yep.
I don't know. That's where I'm not sure. However, John Cena sold me tonight with his speech to Heyman.
Gotcha.
I am now a believer in the Cena.
You're part of the C Nation.
I like it
everyone
because,
else.
like Markeia said, it was nice to hear him talk about those things in reference to Make-A-Wish kids because he's kind of comparing himself to all the other wrestlers and saying, you know, I do good things, and that's why these kids want to hang out with me and they want to see me. Literally see me. You know what I'm saying? But I just appreciate it, and I think what he does is great, and I don't think it's a message to everybody. I don't think you should change who you are just to, you know, please everybody else. You should stay who you are. Stay true to yourself.
Very positive message from John Cena tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
Tom's stomach turns.
No, like I said, I did like it.
You know what's funny? Like, Tom, you're such a nice person, and I don't expect you to like hate on the good people, but you're like, yes, I want the bad people to win.
Because it makes it more interesting.
I know it does, but
Good
it's
guy
just
wins all the
funny.
time. It just gets boring. Come on.
It's Markeia and Gabby. It's the quiet ones you got to watch.
Are you saying we need to watch Tom?
Yes. So calm over there.
Tom,
plotting.
the calm.
Okay, so let's get to the next match.
All right, change the subject, why don't you?
Yeah, keep it
We have
rolling.
the King of Swing, Cesaro, against Zack Ryder. We see a Raw recap of Cesaro attacking Sheamus on Raw, hitting the neutralizer on him after his match with Rollins. Yeah, I think he went against Rollins. Yeah, because Rollins beat him. So started out Ryder getting some offense, hitting a drop kick, knocking Cesaro to the outside. Cesaro ends up getting like a leg sweep on Ryder. He falls on the apron. Cesaro was basically back in control, hitting that like double foot stomp that he does like onto the chest, which I don't get how he does that, and they're just not, getting the wind
Like,
knocked out of them and just being like
breaking ribs and stuff.
Like
There has to be some sort of control there. Like, is he holding onto the ropes? Maybe it's like,
he wasn't there. Ryder was just in the middle of the ring. He just
I have a theory,
yes.
but I don't want to spoil it for our audience.
Okay.
I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
Really?
If it's good
really?
enough, we'll tweet it out.
I was hoping you'd like sing it for us
Dang it.
because you said
I need the key of
I have a
C.
theory. Oh, I was doing a Buffy reference.
Oh,
Yeah.
not old enough for me. Sorry.
So, Cesaro then goes for a drop kick in the corner. Ryder ends up getting out of the way. He hits the broski boot. Cesaro gets to the outside. He dives onto the outside, but Ryder's knee was bothering him. He goes up to the top rope, tries to jump on Cesaro. Cesaro grabs him, puts him right into the swing. And then once he lets go of that, he puts him in like a modified Texas Cloverleaf, which is what Sheamus's submission is, but his is the Texas Cloverleaf. So it's kind of like, it was a cool way of how he put it in there. I've never seen him do that before. And then Ryder taps, kind of almost right away. So hey, at least Ryder was on TV this week.
Yeah.
He was out there.
It's been a while.
Yeah, he has some new gear on. I like the gear, the black and white
Goatee.
gear.
Agreed.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And I thought he was actually really impressive to me in this match, Ryder. He got the moves that he did do, I thought were really good. He made him look good. And then Renee Young gets in the ring and is like, "Oh, you just had a match with," or I don't know exactly how she put it, but it was kind of just like, "Oh, you beat Zack Ryder," and he was like, "Well, what? You doubt Zack Ryder?" Like, I like Cesaro just being like, kind of almost sticking up for Ryder, being like, "Well, yeah, he's still a formidable
I like
opponent
that too,
for me.
yeah.
Like, I still
Former
beat him."
U.S. champ.
Yes, exactly, yeah. And then Cesaro says, "I'm more educated and more interesting than Sheamus. And Night of Champions, I'll prove that I'm not only the king of swing, but the king of wrestling
Fired.
and the new
What-
U.S.
What was
champ."
it they said?
He's fired.
This is as
Who's
simple
fired?
and plain as Sheamus.
Yeah.
I am the new American champion.
Yeah, I think he kind of...
That was great.
I don't know if he kind of messed it up a little bit at first when he first started talking, Cesaro. But I have to go back and watch it again. But he kind of almost sounded like he stumbled a little bit, and like then he composed himself and then finished the rest of the promo. But I mean, overall, I liked his promo. I thought it was good way to put over their match. But what did you guys think of this match?
I liked it. It was nice to see Zack Ryder on. I think Cesaro had a good mindset because he probably was very aware that Zack Ryder doesn't get on TV much and did as much as he could to allow Zack Ryder to shine. And even in the promo afterwards to do that as well, which I thought was great because he's looking out for his fellow wrestler. He's not just out for himself. But yeah, it would have been nice to see Zack even get a flurry of something going, so you might have bought it at some point that maybe he could squeak out. Can't even speak. That he could squeak out a win.
He's so happy Zack Ryder's a main event again.
It's like a Cesaro promo after the match, which I felt was awkward. To me, it felt weird and stilted. But that's the challenge of doing a promo immediately after wrestling a match.
Yeah, when you're out of breath.
Yeah. So I dug it. I gave it and him saying wrestling, I like it. My feathers went up, and I'm like, oh, you're fired. You can't say wrestling. They don't say it anymore. Everything is sports entertainment.
So he's going to be the king of
thing.
sports entertainment?
Yeah. And when he said wrestling, I'm like, ooh, no, you can't say that. But it's a live show, so he got it out there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I dug it. So I gave it 11 future endeavors.
Gotcha.
I mean, it could have been that Cesaro was helping out Zack Ryder, being that he just came back again from being MIA for a little while. But I also feel like they are kind of both almost equivalent competitors. Not exactly, but they're good for each other. I don't find when I'm watching them that one is a lot weaker. The only thing I think that was the downfall in this match is, and maybe that's why Cesaro took the win, is because Zack Ryder, I don't feel like he's as flexible, and that finishing move that he had him in, it seemed like his back really couldn't bend in that way. So that's why he had to tap out so quick, because he really couldn't handle the pressure and pain.
Gotcha.
That's my opinion. And I gave it a 3.0. He's strong, but he needs to work on the flexibility.
Gotcha. You hear that, Ryder? Get that DDP yoga going.
Exactly. Thank you.
Markeia, what'd you think?
I thought it was solid. I mean, I like the different layers with it. You know, it kind of seemed like even with Cesaro using Sheamus's or a version of one of Sheamus's moves, and even like in the promo after when he's just basically thumbing his nose at Sheamus. You know, I like that there. It seemed like there was that layer in the wrestling where it was a decent length of a match. You know, I like the new moves that were happening. You know, it was athletic. It was flexible. It was fun to watch. You know, it wasn't spectacular or anything like that, but it wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. And I was a little bit surprised that they did the promo right after he finished. It was like, are we kind of crunched on time or something? They couldn't, you know, just have that, let him catch his breath, towel off, and then do it in the back. So, you know, that was kind of weird, or a little bit jarring for me. But, you know, hey, they've got to move the show along. So, yeah, I agree with Gabby. It was a solid 3.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I also gave it 3.0.
Nice,
Across the
guys.
board. Scott's was a 3.0 too, I think.
Yeah, it was a
Maybe.
3 point. Hey, I don't want to tell you, but it wasn't, Tom.
It converts to 3.0 in
Not
human
quite. It's a
terms.
little off.
But yeah, I thought it was a decent match there. Another match where I like both guys were, you know, pretty even. I like that Ryder got some things to do in the match and wasn't just destroyed like he's been when he goes against like Rusev with like a kick to the face and then puts him in the accolade in 2 seconds. And yeah, I agree with you that I think they should have, in the order of the show, they should have, after this match, shown that the wabbit hunting thing. They should have shown that. They should have went to the recap, came back and had that Adam Rose match, and then had Cesaro in the back with Renee Young talk about after the match. I think it would have just been, if they would have put it down more towards the main event, towards the end of the show, it would have just made, I think it would have been better. He may have not have been, he wouldn't have been out of breath so we could actually do the promo.
Yeah, because he's like super witty and charismatic. I mean, you know, we had some time that we spent with him and stuff, and it's just like, he just did a match. Give him like 2 minutes. Yeah. You know, let him get to the water cooler or something. Just like, the poor man.
And he said a lot too. It wasn't like he was just like, I'm the king swing and I'm going to be the king of wrestling, and I'm going to be Cesaro or Sheamus. Like I'm
going to beat myself.
It was a pretty wordy promo to do too. No. But yeah, good match for the night. Then we get an overall recap of the Bellas on Jerry Springer from Raw. It was crazy thing, you know. It was out of all the other things they've done, I think this one was the most entertaining one so far.
It was so high in your voice.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I thought Jerry Springer did a good job. I thought.
Jerry always did a good job.
So that was real because your voice stayed normal.
First of all, I think someone needs to go in and have an intervention between Jerry Springer and the twins because it looked like he was being sandwiched and he liked it on the floor.
He wasn't moving when they were rolling on
He
top
was
of
just
him.
like, I'm going to sit down.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, Stephanie, you're coming over too. All right.
Yeah.
It was three
He's
ladies
just
on
laying
one
there
guy.
But then apparently he
Everything's
hurt his
turning
ankle.
up Springer.
Sure, that's why I wouldn't get up either, right?
Yeah.
True Springer style.
I can't get up.
Yeah.
Give me a stretcher.
Or another diva.
Yeah.
A stretcher of divas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like one of his bodyguards tries to come over. He's like, no, we're good. We're
Everything's
good.
fine.
I like the bodyguard just stayed out of the ring for like 10 minutes.
He
and
didn't
then
even
was
try to break
no,
that
he
up.
didn't know.
Oh, I love it.
But yeah, so they had their brother come out, and he sided with Brie. You know,
the
ended
weird
in
brother
them
character.
fighting each other and rolling all over Jerry Springer, and and now at Night of Champions, it's Nikki versus Paige versus AJ for the Divas title. It'll be interesting to see how that match goes down. I don't want Nikki to win the belt. I want them to keep it on Paige.
No. Sorry, that was just like an immediate. That was an immediate reaction for me. No, after this whole thing with AJ and Paige and how they're like building that up, and then you have like other divas that deserve a shot.
Yeah.
Deserve a shot at it. It's just like Nikki winning it. No, please.
No, I think if just leave Nikki and Brie to fight on their own. They don't need the belt in the middle of
Yes,
it.
their unspecified vagary of a sibling rivalry
Yes.
fight.
Except that turns a lot of people against Nikki once that happens. So
Yeah.
I feel like it could lead to more storylines.
It could,
Because
yeah.
essentially, like, then AJ and Paige are going to be pissed. And, then you have them against the Authority maybe. And then teaming up with Brie. It could go in so many ways.
Yeah. It could go all over the place.
Could be interesting. And I thought you liked the bad, Tom.
I know, but...
Don't you like the drama?
I do, but it's got to be a certain way.
It's got to be a certain way.
It's just kind of
be
vague, and,
Yes.
and it's like if a kid was painting coloring a picture and it's all outside of the lines. It's not formed. It's just
WWE structured? I don't feel like it is.
So, kind of. I
It's
mean,
outside the lines.
yeah.
It is outside the lines.
But like we were talking earlier before we came on here, like I thought that the Skype video thing they showed of their dad and their mom, I feel like their parents were better in the videos than they were in the segment. So it's like, and they just probably were like, hey, just say this on camera, like
I'm sure.
I don't know.
It's a shame. This whole storyline leading up to all of this with Stephanie and everything that was happening was a real serious storyline that had levity to it, and you took the Divas division seriously.
Yeah.
And then the Springer stuff came in, and it's like, oh, now this is a joke.
Yeah.
Like now it's not serious anymore, which is a shame. I mean, they're still doing something with it, but it was a real story that was main eventing Raw.
Yeah, like they could have done anything else instead of just this, sibling rivalry. You know how siblings are. They could have had it where Brie borrowed money, like some serious money from Nikki, and has yet to pay it back. And it could have been something, and it's like, hey, you owe me $50,000. It has been, such and such like this.
Yikes.
I am not taking this from you anymore. And then Brie could be all like, wait, we're family. I'm going to get it back. There's just bills and everything right now. Or taking a victim blaming. And then Nikki could be like the hard edge. Be like,
They're
no,
just bills.
this far, no further. It's just anything else. And there's this vagary. It's like, let's be specific, people. We had this great build up, and I'm getting all riled up right now.
I understand that point. It makes sense. I
Yeah.
agree.
The only thing I did
Make it about money. Make it about mortality. Make it about one of those 5 big
Mortality?
things. Yeah.
Hey, she
like the
wanted
5
her to
big
die in
things.
the womb.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's intense.
Yeah, but the thing I did like was that they used stuff from Total Divas in a good way in a storyline of like, oh, I know why everyone calls you fat and all this other kind of stuff. So they used that at least in a good way. I think finally using the Total Divas stuff, it made it actually came full circle. So that part I liked about it. But I don't know. We'll see what happens in this Divas match in 2 weeks. Then we get to everyone else's favorite segment of the night, Wabbit Hunting Part 2. You know, Adam Rose and his Rosebuds are dancing through the backstage, and
which is always fun.
yes,
you know,
the bunny spots a carrot hanging from the ceiling, and goes to get it. And did he just bend? I only watched it. Like, did he just bend over and then he threw the net and it missed him? Like,
Yep.
why did he bend down though? Like, what did he bend over for?
Scratching
Why
his
does
rabbit butt.
Why does Bugs Bunny dress as a girl bunny?
I don't know. To distract someone.
He saw a quarter on the
Maybe.
floor.
Maybe
We
he
didn't see
gave
it.
up, and that was
Yeah.
his way of just like hopping out.
I don't
That
know.
bunny
He
is not a
couldn't
Cena
reach there.
fan. That
No.
bunny gives up.
Yeah. So he, ducks. Titus throws the net onto Slater.
I love you
Slater's pissed.
recapping this.
Yeah.
Well,
actually-
just letting everyone know.
I know, I love it.
everyone, it worked. So then it leads into
You're letting everybody know about what happened to
yes.
the rabbit.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
People are concerned. Hey, according to Michael Cole, he said that people on Twitter are trending, and it's calling it Bunny Mania or something like that at the end of this match. So
Wow.
I know. I can't believe he said that. But so then let's get to the match. Adam Rose versus Titus O'Neil. This match was, what, a minute and a half? I don't know.
Maybe.
The bunny comes out, distracts. Heath Slater crawls under the ring to try to attack the bunny.
Good game plan.
The bunny
Yeah.
hits him with a, enziguri kick to the head. Adam Rose throws Titus into Slater, rolls him up for the win. And the bunny, who is more over, I think, than Adam Rose with all this. It's crazy that the bunny is more popular than the guy who he's supposed to be with, but I don't know. I'm gonna give. I gave it a 1.5 rating.
Oh, you were generous.
I know I was.
Oh, that's
I
generous
was.
of you.
What'd you guys think?
Well, I blinked and missed most of it. So I missed the thrilling conclusion of Wabbit hunting season.
It's okay. I just recapped it.
Yeah,
You
you
didn't
did.
miss
You did. Well, with it, like I said, I do enjoy that Slater Gator is getting, ring time for what it's worth, and I just think that they just need to continue thinking of different things that they could do with the two of them. I mean, they are entertaining. They're working as a team, which this definitely proved. It just was done in a very cartoony way. But I'm gonna keep it light because it was light and it was fun. I gave it a 1. Yeah.
Gabby, what do you think?
I'm going to actually lower my score. I originally put it at 2.5.
My recap did it for you.
But
She
yeah.
remembered, be like, oh yeah, I was in a good mood. And,
Yeah, exactly. I was just enjoying watching the main event. But no. The best part of this match was the part that the bunny came in and kicked Slater. It was just a cool move. I liked it, and yeah, it would be nice to find out who the bunny is. I put down fast, not satisfying match. So I'm going to lower it down to a 1 also.
But I like that. That is the tagline for this: fast but not
satisfying.
Yes.
Ooh. I don't know if they want that tagline of this match, but Scott, what do you think?
I think it's a shame that everything that happened in this match was all by the numbers. That nothing was unexpected, nothing was different. That we've seen something similar to this play out forever. With Hornswoggle, with El Torito, with Dink, all throughout the years, and it all plays the same.
Dink
But
and
they,
Doink.
Yeah, they didn't do anything different, and that's a shame. Like, try something. In this formula that you have something goofy like this, try something.
Anything.
You know what I want?
Wait,
This is what I want to happen next week. This is what I want. Next week,
that.
I want them to kidnap that bunny. And interrogate him and hold him for ransom. Wouldn't that be funny just seeing the picture? A picture of the bunny with blindfold over his
Yeah, that would.
Can we just do something without the bunny though?
Well, yeah, we
Can it
could,
just
but
be
I
without the
don't.
bunny?
I don't think they're dropping it yet. So
I'd rather see a tag match
Oh,
between.
well,
these.
it's going to be. I said at the pre-show.
Rose
it's going to
and
be
the bunny?
It's going to be Rose and the
Yeah.
bunny versus Slater Gator. That's going to be the pre-show match for Night of
What?
Champions.
So someone's
no,
gonna
not
wrestle?
Yet. No. I'm predicting that. It's not. It's not
Okay.
yet. I think it's
Yeah.
going to happen.
Well, if your prediction is correct, do you think that they'll keep the mask on? Like the actual bunny face?
Well, he's the bunny.
Oh my god.
He'll have to wrestle in that?
That's rough.
Oh no.
How do you do flips and things like that?
I don't know. I mean, it's bad enough for Sin Cara, to have, he sees through this. But just the bunny hood.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
I don't know. He's very talented, that bunny. I don't know. That's all I got to say. So let's get to the last match of the night. We have Los Matadores come out. No El Torito. He's still hurt from when Stardust tossed him out of the ring, which Scott loved.
I've got to watch that. I haven't had a chance
funny.
to yet.
It's so funny. Against, a debuting tag team, the NXT Tag Team Champions, the Ascension.
They were cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
I really like their entrance tonight, but their entrance on NXT is a lot. I like it better. They have like these cool like neon lights or like these, I don't know, just the lighting that they do when they're in the NXT arena is I think it's a lot cooler than what they did tonight. But bigger arena, don't have all the lights. But the Ascension are the longest reigning tag team champions at NXT.
How long? Do you know?
Almost a year, I think. I'm not sure.
Wow.
200 some days, yeah. And then on this Thursday night, they're having NXT Takeover 2 on the network. A lot of good matches. All those NXT matches are really good. I know we'll have the NXT after show here. We'll be recapping all that, so that'll be fun.
So are they over into WWE now, like officially?
I don't think officially. I think they're just more. They were hyping this kind of like this thing on Thursday is kind of like a pay-per-view for NXT. Okay. So I think they were just kind of hyping it, which I think is a smart idea of like, show off these guys on the main shows because people will watch it.
However, since they've been tag team champions for so long and they just brought them on main event, don't you think it's like a slow progression into them becoming, main roster superstars?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
And then if they do, just to keep it fair, they'll have to get their titles taken away from them.
Yeah.
Because they did that with Paige. So.
Yeah, so I feel like they'll probably end up. I hope they don't just take it off of them. I hope they lose it because it'll mean more for that team that beats them because they've had it for so long. I hope they just don't be like, okay, you're on the main roster, give us that belt back.
Like they did with
Paige. Yeah, that would just be dumb. But so the Ascension are Victor and Connor.
Which one's not Colt Cabana?
That's Victor.
Victor. Okay.
Connor's
Victor has the ponytail.
Yeah. But Connor kind of almost looks like Bradley Cooper a little bit. I think.
Oh, I was thinking not Christopher Daniels.
You have to look at him. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I thought he kind of looked like.
Well, to be fair, Tom has a 8x10 of Bradley Cooper by his
all over.
Is it next to your Cena?
Yep, right next
Bradley
to it.
Cooper's a little.
Me and Cena, me and Bradley Cooper.
I think so. Connor's got like, he's kind of lantern jawed. What? Yeah, and then that hair thing going on. So
I was actually surprised when they said Victor was 6'3", and I was like, wow. I'm like, that's a huge dude, and Connor's taller than him. Yeah, I was like, wow. I was like, holy crap. I thought he was. I would say like maybe like 5. I don't know. I just didn't think he was that tall. I mean, maybe he's not that tall.
He looks small next to him. I thought the same thing. That's what it was.
Yeah. But so the match starts with the Ascension taking control of, and this makes me laugh because Michael Cole does not even try to figure out which Matador it is. He doesn't even say the name of the person anymore. He just goes. He'll just say what happened. Whoever's fighting him, they won't say the name. So I couldn't tell which one it was. Could you tell or no?
To him. I know at the end it was Ferdinand that got rolled up or got like
Fernando.
What did I say?
Ferdinand joined them.
Ferdinand. Yes.
I like that name better.
King Ferdinand.
But yeah, so they hit a cool double shoulder tackle on. I said Diego. Then Connor hits another shoulder tackle in the corner. Fernando got tagged in, I think. He went for the tag, but Connor hit a big clothesline on him. He ends up getting the hot tag, but he can't really do much. Diego can't do much, and he jumps off the top rope, and Victor just kind of knocked. It was a weird kind of thing. I couldn't tell if he was supposed to hit him, and he just kind of fell over, or he just, I don't know. It was kind of weird looking if you watch it. But then Victor ends up taking out Fernando, tags in Connor, and then they hit their finishing move, which is called the Fall of Man, for the win. So very dominant for the NXT Tag Team Champions to come in and just kind of, destroy Los Matadores, who are on the main roster. So, I mean, I guess they're like the feeding people. They just, they're gonna feed someone to NXT guys, I guess it's
going to be
Los
the Los
Matadores.
Matadores. It couldn't be the Usos. The Usos would have to defeat them.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So, although that would be
a good match.
That would be a really good match.
But what did you guys think, Markeia?
I really, I obviously have never seen them at NXT, so I don't know about, neon lights and sparklers or whatever. But I enjoyed the Ascension's, little intro thing where it was like, "Whoa, here we are." I was like, oh, cool. It's kind of like that gothy, creepy, thing that they have going on. And then with their name, the Ascension.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought they worked really well together. I liked that one move when they were in the ring and they were in opposite corners. And then they were just kind of like,
The one at the end.
Yeah.
It's called the Fall of Man. That's what they call it. Yeah. So one guy takes out his legs, the other guy takes out his face. So.
Yeah. I liked how they work together. It does interest me to then look at NXT. See where Paige came from, see what Natalia's up to, because she's like still doing stuff with that, right?
So sometimes she's there, yeah.
Yeah.
She's like on and off, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was a nice little tidbit, and I would love to see them go up against the Usos. I think that would be because the Usos just seem to be so joyous and like organic, just switching things around, but they're also kind of structured in what they do. And then having Ascension, which just seems like seem like a driving force. They're just going to keep on knocking against that wall, kind of a thing. So, well, the actual match itself, I feel kind of bad for Los Matadores because they're basically the chum of Main Event now.
With no 3MB around, someone's got to take that spot.
Oh, man. But, pretty solid. I enjoyed seeing the Ascension. So, I previously had a 3.5, but let's say it's a solid 3.25.
Gotcha. Yeah. Gabby, what do you think?
I enjoyed this match. It was really cool to see a next. Well, do they say next or just
no?
NXT?
It's just NXT
because they take out the E.
But it is essentially next. I did appreciate the Ascension coming out from NXT and making their debut on Main Event. I love the fresh energy, and like Marky, I agree that they're a great tag team together. Obviously, I mean, if they're holding a belt already in their own divisions. But you could tell that, like, one of them was doing one move, and then quickly they switched out, and the other one came in. So they were really working together really quick and on their feet. And it seems to me that when these guys are newer in the business, they definitely have that, like, young, full of life, I want this energy. And it's nice to see a new act. And I don't mean new by, like, reinventing, Slater Gator with Titus O'Neil and Slater. It's just, that to me is it's still old news. I like it when we could bring in someone that's a fresh talent, we haven't seen them, and they're competing. However, I think that instead of putting them up against Los Matadores, it might have even worked to put them up against Slater Gator instead of doing that BS match we saw beforehand. But I did give it a 4 chums.
Oh, weird system. I dug it. It's weird to see the rookies, what they're basically treating as rookies, come to the main show, beat those guys, and it's like, oh, well, then welcome to the main show. It feels like instead of Los Matadores come to their show and they win, it's a big deal, but it's an even bigger deal, and it feels like, oh, well, then you earned your spot. So it's weird that next week they can't be on the show, even though they beat the guys in a WWE like a main show. But it was great to see that. I think it is a good idea to get those guys showcased on the other shows because there's something on Raw I didn't see it.
It was really
they cut
good.
it on the Hulu version, but I got all the Springer. But I really dug it, so I gave it 13 man falls.
Gotcha. Yeah, like I said, I gave it a 3.0. I thought it was a really good match. Good way to bring them up. And the match on Raw was the guys that are in the Fatal 4-Way match for NXT. Adrian Neville, he has this crazy move. It's called like the Red Arrow, where he does this weird
Corkscrew,
flipping. Yeah, I don't know. It's awesome looking. But yeah, overall, I like the Ascension coming up. It is kind of weird that they beat them. Like, you think they would have just gave them 2 like you know, guys that they brought in. Because they do that on NXT a lot, where like it's two very, you know, younger, like newer guys that they just beat the crap out of and destroy,
or run in and beat up a match that happened, you know, and just show their dominance.
Yeah, but I mean, I do think that them actually, you know, being on here and getting that win, it's them. They're gonna be here soon. They're gonna be on Main Event a lot soon. I think. You know, once they lose those belts, I don't think there's any reason for them to be in NXT anymore. So. And I think there'll be something refreshing, like Gabby said, to the tag team division, where we have a lot of teams, but the Usos have had the belts for a while, and you know.
And this would be good competition to like stir things up. I mean, you have the Wyatts, you have the
Dustas,
Curtis Axel, and the Dust,
Ryback
Axel, thank you.
But Ryback is hurt,
so
Ryback's out for a little bit.
For
a couple months, I think.
Because otherwise, you know, that would have been a good match between the two of them, and then have Ryback win. But then it's like, hey, that was a good match, guys.
Yeah. But yeah, so overall, I thought it was a decent main event tonight. Pretty good. You know, we've seen worse.
There goes that voice again. I don't believe anything you say.
Well, you don't believe that we've seen worse? I know you've watched them, but no, it was good. It was good though. I like the Ascension was good. The Rollins match was good. The Cesaro match was good. So it wasn't like we could have had a lot worse, guys. That's all I'm gonna say. So sorry, I lost my train of thought there.
You're thinking of the worst main event.
So where can they find you, Scott?
They can find me on Twitter at Curtain Jerks, and you can listen to my comedy wrestling podcast, Curtain Jerks, available on iTunes and SoundCloud.com. Also, you'll want to listen and check it out because our podcast is giving away 1 free year of the WWE Network.
Ooh.
So you can tweet me for details or listen to the podcast.
Can I just win that? You just give that to me.
You already have it.
Just give me $120, man. No problem.
Okay. How about 110?
Oh, he's lowballing you.
I know.
Okay. Gabby, where can they find you?
Well, if you haven't found me already, you can find me on Twitter at Gabrielle_Loren or Instagram at GabbyLO87. No, I'm not J-Lo, it's Gabby Lo.
Gotcha. Markeia, where can they find you?
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter at Markeia McCarty. That's MARKEIA and then MCCARTY.
Gotcha. Awesome. And you guys can find me on Twitter at TomTheCom. And you will see us all here next week for a main event. Episode 103. Are they ever going to celebrate it? Come on! All right, see you guys next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.